Hello and welcome back to another episode of On Off Topic. Woohoo! Today I am co-hosting with Ding and Chris from
Hi,
our
I'm
server.
Ding.
What?
I said hi, I'm Ding.
Oh, I don't know why. I thought you were saying some shit about me.
No, why would I do that?
Oh,
Dude, if we're gonna do this, I'm gonna introduce myself properly.
you're
Hi,
right.
I'm kidding. You might know me as Ding.
Oh
Pretty
my
much only
god.
people in the server know who I am, but considering this is only going to people in the server, you already know me.
I
If you
hate
don't,
you.
I do video game stuff.
We all do, Ding. Please. Okay.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, but today I have my video on too, and I'm wearing my onesie because I don't know why it got really cold in my house, and now I'm just really hot because this onesie is really warm and fluffy, and yeah, I also have I have shitty lighting here. All right, so today's topics we're gonna talk about fandom drama, probably mainly Fire Emblem Three Houses because I am a big Fire Emblem fan. Um, And another topic we decided to talk about is food that we wish was more represented in our area, in our local areas. And we're also going to talk about the recent addition to Smash Brothers Ultimate, Steve. Technically, I guess, is it technically four? Or is it just like
It's,
Steve and then like
it's
when you,
Steve, Alex, and
Enderman?
they have Enderman and Zombie skins. They also have some of the Xbox skins for both Steve and Alex as alternate costumes.
Yeah, so it's it's not like four different characters, right? Like to pick from, or
No,
is it?
it's the same situation that Hero had when Hero was announced as a DLC character.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, if my brother didn't like take our game, I would know, to be honest, because I don't. What the?
That's
I don't really play. I would like to play Smash Brothers more often, but my brother literally like stole the game. And then whenever I ask for it, when I'll be like, "Hey, are you playing Smash Brothers?" And he's like, "Yeah, I am." And I'm like, "Oh." And then you know what? You know what's the next thing I hear? He's like, "Oh, I haven't been really playing it." And I'm like, "Fuck you! What the hell? what? What? How are you gonna take the game and like not play it? You know?" It's the same situation when I was playing like Astro Chain. He gave me the game to play, and I was playing it. And then one day he was like, "Can I have it back?" And I was like, "What the heck? I thought you finished the game." He's like, "Yeah, but I want to play some more." And then I found out like he hasn't. I'm like, "Oh, I haven't really been playing it." I was like, "What the heck? What's the point?"
See, this is why you get digital copies of the game. You can't share them.
Well, it's like, to be fair though, it's like how often I'm gonna play the game. That's the thing. I try to think about like how often I'm gonna play the game. Like Smash Brothers would be something I would. I probably wouldn't play it often, but it'd be nice to play like once in a while.
I get
Like
that.
occasionally, like occasion. There we go. Like I would play it occasionally, and so like Smash Brothers would be something would warrant me to have a copy for myself. That would warrant me to have my own copy. I probably buy a digital copy to be honest, rather than I usually like having physical copies of games. But I think it depends. Like, I think it really depends how I feel about the game. Like for Fire Emblem, I want a physical copy. I like that. I like having a physical copy. If it's something like Smash Brothers, I'd probably be like, I would just get a digital copy of that. I'm not that big of a Smash Brothers fan. At least I don't. Nah, not really. I would probably honestly my favorite Smash Brothers game is Melee, just because I grew up on that.
No, I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
It's the same with me in Brawl. It's like when I play Brawl, I'm just like, oh wow, I have so much nostalgia and I'm actually decent at this. I played the Wii U and the 3DS. I'm like, I hate this. Same thing with Ultimate. I'm just like, Ultimate. It's weird because Ultimate, technically and engine-wise speaking, is a better game than Brawl.
Oh yeah.
But a lot of that like nostalgia I have for Brawl what kept it up on its pedestal. Which
Uh-huh.
is why I still think Brawl is better, even though Ultimate is way beyond what Brawl is.
Yeah, I get you. See, I actually like Brawl too. But here's the thing. I actually have like it's not PTSD. It's more like my brother made it really unfun. So, it's Dildo Brother I'm talking about here. Let me tell you some stories. Every time my brother when we were younger, he still kind of does this and he's freaking 28. But so he has anger. So I think I talked about this before, but he has anger management issues, all right? He has anger issues, right? And to top it off, when you're super competitive, you can already tell. You can already tell, like, that's already a bad combination in of itself. Being competitive and having anger issues. So, this didn't happen to me, but I have witnessed it. So every time my dildo brother and his friends are over, and we all decide to play brawl, right? And so whenever he loses, he like throws like he uses the nunchuck and the Wiimote. Whenever he loses and gets like super into it, he like throws the freaking like controller against the wall or something. Like he throws it against something and like hard enough to break something, like a table, yeah, like a table, or crack a wall. It's really,
surprised that the Wiimote didn't break immediately.
dude. I'm pretty. Yeah, right. Like I'm pretty sure it's broken in some way. There's probably something broken. We're just like lucky it still works. And then like he'll do that kind of shit though. And the worst that would happen with him is he once punched my other brother in the gut because he lost. It's like a straight falcon. It's like a straight falcon punch kind of thing. And I was like, oh my god. And I'm pretty sure I feel like if you asked him, I'm pretty sure you asked him, he's like, hey, so your little sister told us how you like punch your other brother in the gut. He'll probably tell you that that has never happened before. And I'm gonna be like, no, it happened. It has happened. Like I don't care what he says. I remember this clearly. I remember this vividly, to be honest. Like I would just say he's lying, or I don't know. Man, I don't know. But yeah, so that's pretty much our first topic. To start this off is Smash Brothers. I heard it was a meme vote. Like they posted up like a poll, right, to vote for like who should they add in next to the roster, right?
That was definitely a meme, but that was what happened with SS4.
True. Yeah. I know a lot of people are upset about this. Wait. Is Steve like a DLC addition, or is he like an actual like roster update?
DLC.
Oh, he's a DLC.
He's a DLC, but he's officially part of the roster.
Okay, I got you. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really have. See, because I don't play Smash Brothers. So that's the thing. I don't think I really have an opinion of it. I just think it's funny. I just think it's funny, and I don't think it's a bad thing. In my opinion, I don't think it's a bad thing. What do you guys think?
I've explained this ideology I think a couple times now, but the reason why I think Steve and people are getting up in arms about Steve being in Smash is just because compared to some other potential candidates, he doesn't have the same flair, I guess is the best way to put it. Like, okay, like, thinking of this. So, let me give us a classic example. People wanted make Leon, Dante, Sora from their respective franchises, which I understand those characters. They're iconic video game characters with a lot of action to them. Minecraft Steve, the most amount of action you're getting is TNT explosions and sword swings. That's it.
Yeah.
He's not a very animated character, which is why I think a lot of people are like, no, there's no way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. I just think. I think it's just, people. I just think it's just the fandom being the fandom, in my opinion.
Yep.
I think they're just making a big deal out of nothing. It's just, I think they're just making a big deal out of nothing, and it's just like, like, you don't have, you don't have to be, but I guess here we are. Yeah. I don't know. I just don't think it's that big of a deal, in my opinion. I mean, one of the other complaints would probably be just, oh, another sword user. What the heck? We have enough already. And I'm just like, you know what? Like, I don't think that's a big deal either. I don't think that's a big deal either. Not really.
I don't even think people think Steve is a sword user.
That's what I like. Yeah, that's. Okay, so I saw the video. Like when they released it, I saw the video, like how he works, right? And like I know he has a sword, and I was like, well, like just part of the mind, because it's part of the game. But it's part of the game, though. I mean, I think it would have been better to give him the pickaxe because part of you use a.
He does have it though.
He does have it, right? Yeah, he does have it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Wait, is that his main?
He has all of his tools. The only main crafting tools that he doesn't use is the hoe.
Yeah, okay. I don't know, like I think it's just people finding I honestly just think it's just people just finding things to make a big deal out of. And I'm just like tired of all y'all. I'm tired of all y'all. Please. Just I don't know. Just I don't know why people make a big deal out of roster. Okay, actually, I do understand. I do get the roster deal. I'm just also like, but there's so many characters you can play from, and not only that, like, you're like a filthy like free to play player as well. I don't think it affects you that much. I don't think it should affect you that much as well. You know what I mean?
Can you say you're free to play if you already bought the thing?
Well, like, there's a lot of people. There's plenty of people who hasn't bought the DLC though. There's plenty of people who don't.
I fully understand that.
Yeah.
I think it's more so just like the semantics of it, but in this specific case, it's very. I have heard this argument that people are saying, oh, every DLC character is stronger than the last, which I don't believe is true.
How do you even determine that? I mean, okay, like I can see like some quirks that can be like a beat. Okay, so like there's a difference between saying like I feel like there's a big difference saying like this like there like DLC or any character in general like being stronger or better than the last versus like having a quirk that you could abuse and spam if you do it right. Like if you do it right. I feel like there's a big difference between like those kinds of arguments. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's a difference between saying like, oh, they're stronger or better than the last. Like, are you sure it's just not like the quirk? Are you sure it's just not like the quirk?
I think a lot of people do view it like that, and genuinely I do. Like I have that kind of mindset where I'm like, okay, well the next DLC character is probably going to have something interesting that no current member of the Smash Brothers roster doesn't have. Like, to give an example of this, when we saw Cloud's limit meter, back when he came out in SSB4, limit meter wasn't a thing that any other character had.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I remember that.
Another example, Ryu, who was new to SSB4, had, because he wasn't one of the characters that was like released as like, oh hey, this is one of the brand new DLC characters, and he had mechanics that were unique to him, but other newer characters have built upon the mechanics Terry and Ken for literally both borrow elements of Ryu's initial gimmick, which was the fact that he was the traditional fighter.
Mm-hmm.
So in that sense, you could say that new characters have more gimmicks. I won't say that new characters are inherently stronger, but I will say the more gimmicks you give a character, the stronger they are.
Okay, I get that. I get that then. I feel like I also feel like I feel like that's just the way it is sometimes too. Kind of like it's kind of like gotcha games. You know, like when they, you know how like when a gotcha game first starts, like at the time, like when like whatever is like the best units at the time, it's like oh that's the hype, especially when as it starts, and then as like the years go by, there's just better and better units coming in for gotcha banners, and then like and obviously you start seeing like a big difference from the from the OG units to the like the present units, like the power creeping, speed creeping, and all that good stuff, and having more like gimmicks, um, having more gimmicks that happens, or having more gimmicks in the game, and I was just like, well, they had to keep it fresh. I feel like it's like they had to keep it fresh somehow, in my opinion, to keep interest.
I believe there's a YouTuber named Ricky Orchid 8 who has done something similar to the topic. I think his argument was for every Aphelios you need a set.
Mm-hmm.
Which is effectively this concept, which is just like as a game progresses and it gets more and more crazy, you need to introduce more and more shit to your core audience, like entertained, and also to potentially expand to more people. Bringing it back to Steve, that's what effectively bringing Steve into Smash will do. You are guaranteed to get at least some people more interested in Smash Brothers, while also introducing mechanics that would make core members of your audience either frustrated or very amused by, because Steve does a lot of that.
Yeah. Chris, put in your input, bitch. How is this? How is he gonna text me and not talk? You freaking clown. Takes one to know one. How he called me a clown. Chris calling me a clown. But I think he forgets that you know you're my son. Therefore, that makes you a clown. A clown spot. God, that sounds actually creepy. It sounds like a really creepy monster unit from a like RPG or something. A clown spawn. God.
That sounds like something what insane clown jugglers or whatever the fuck their name is.
Dude, it's
insane
like
clown posse.
Right? It's specifically like a horror game like monster, like a clown spawn. That sounds God. That's what Chris is gonna be known as, because he stays calling me a clown. Well, you're my spawn, so that makes you a clown spawn now. Alright. Yeah, so that's one topic. Yeah, so that's one topic.
Talk about Smash Brothers drama. Let's get into a hybrid of Smash Brothers drama and Fire Emblem drama.
Oh God.
Because I remember that was a thing. When Violet was first introduced into the game. So, okay, I'm gonna take this from the Smash Brothers representation because I'm not familiar with Fire Emblem as much. I can understand why Violet was chosen as a representative. It's very weird to say we're going to take one of the three house leaders and we're going to only pick one.
Yeah.
And I don't think Sakurai was going to decide, well, I have a favorite, or we're going to somehow mix all three into one character. That was a nightmare waiting to happen. But to get the input. Like, well, I mean, I'm the co-host, but so I can't really say I want to get your input because you're whatever. Point is, as the Smash fan, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, why did they add another Fire Emblem representative and not do anything interesting with them? So I pose the question: if you were to have a Fire Emblem rep that is different from all the other ones, specifically from Three Houses, how would you do it?
How would I do it? That's a hard one for me because that's not something I care about, to be honest.
Like from like a fandom perspective, because I feel like
well, like here's the
they
thing.
did it.
Here's the thing though. Like Byleaf, it would be is the best representation from of Three Houses because here's the thing. Because like the way the game is supposed, like the way Three Houses, I'm pretty sure you've seen walkthroughs and stuff like that. Like Byleaf is presented as the Byleaf. I don't really care how you guys pronounce the names, by the way. I say however I want to say it because English ain't my first language, so whatever. But because like the way they went, like you can obviously that Violet is set up as the main character, like the protagonist. There'd be the Fire Emblem Three Houses version of the Avatar, um, and I don't, and so like the best representation would be Violet, for that game. Now, whether the decision to be adding like another Fire Emblem character from the fandom when you already have like Roy, Marth, Ike, that's it, right? It's just Corin, Robin, Crom,
Lucina.
Lucina. That's it, right? It's just seven. That's seven, right?
Roy, Marth, Crom, Lucina, Ike, Robin, Corin. Yeah, that's seven. And Violet was eight.
Yeah, so that makes it a total of like of 8 characters. So I guess I think the issue would be more like not like who would be the best representative of Three Houses. Just why would you add another Fire Emblem character? And honestly, I think it's just the trend. I think it's just one of those trends thing. I don't know if it's a Sakurai decision or if it's like an IS decision. I don't know.
Nintendo.
I mean Nintendo decision. I don't know why I said IS. I'm stupid. I stay being stupid. Or I don't know because I don't know the development team. Obviously, I don't know how they work. I don't know how to decide things. But I like to think that they just go with the trend because like literally because I feel like the only reason they added Biley's because Three Houses blew the hell up. That's fact. And adding on about the like just the Fire Emblem fandom in general is like it is like the fandom is starting to die down again. To be honest, even though we just reached like the 1 year anniversary back in July, but that's to be expected though because here's the thing. Because they literally said they were done with Three Houses. Like they're done with the DLC. They're done with everything. There's not gonna be any added content. So if they which is I guess kind of fair for a Fire Emblem game, I guess. But then again, it's like, well, that's not what you did with Awakening. That's not what you did with Fates. That's a whole other freaking thing of it. I can talk more about that in that topic, but like
Well, I mean, this was meant to be the transition into.
Yeah. But yeah, like the whole hype is starting to die down. Like even like I write fan fiction, so even the hype in the writing fandom is starting to go down for it. Some of my friends are sad about that, and I'm just kind of like, well, that's kind of what happens with fandoms. Like, if you want, because if you want to keep the fandom hype up, you have to keep adding. Like that's the thing, you have to keep adding new content. You have to keep adding new content or something. You have to keep it up. It's like It's literally like Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts, because those two fandoms go up and down a lot. When they made the remake for Fantasy 7, like the fandom went like the hell up, and they just released a new like update about Final Fantasy 16? 16?
Yep.
Yeah, 16. I was like, I know 15 is already out, and then his 16, yeah. So right now the fandom hype is back for Final Fantasy.
Yep.
So if you want that same hype, what IS or Nintendo in general would have to do is like they had to make you either make a new Fire Emblem game. I don't know if they're here's the thing, I don't know if they're gonna do another Fire Emblem game because people are speculating either it's gonna be a brand new game or they're gonna do a brand new remake, and people want Fire Emblem 4, Genealogy of the Holy Wards. They want a remake of that, but there is so much content they have to either retcon, change, and stuff because you have to, because this is if they want to make a remake of that game, one or two things either happen. If they do make a remake, I feel like and if they want to make a remake and keep the content, it's probably going to be like a Japanese only localization if they want to keep the content from the original. Or if they wanted to make it internationally, then they would have to change a lot of shit because there is so much content. There's so much like topics that they touch in the original game that is completely off limits in today's time. Because back then, no one gave a fuck. Back then, no one gave a fuck. All right. Today, people would give a fuck. You know, because like one thing for sure. There's a shit ton of incest. I'm not even. I wish I was kidding about that. There's a shit ton of incest in this game. And I'm like, I don't think that's gonna fly. I feel like it'll fly in Japan. I don't know why. I'm not trying to be like biased or like say like I'm not trying to say any like I don't know how to explain it. I just feel like it would just fly in Japan. People just be like, oh yeah. But the most ironic. What's up?
I think the thing there is. Sorry, you
No,
go.
you go.
Consider that Fire Emblem is based not around like there's Japanese names, but a lot of Fire Emblem is based more around European monarchies.
Yeah.
Which would make incestuous content make sense because keep it in the royal family.
Exactly, like inbreeding, like European history and like there's like essentially like way back then like there is inbreeding implications if you look hard enough at history, like it was a real thing that like
I mean, it's not even looking hard enough at history. Look at Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, that's also a real thing.
Yeah, how do you think they keep it as pure blood?
Yeah, exactly.
Pure blood. It's not a pure blood if you should somehow introduce the amount of people in that franchise that would be considered pure bloods, not a lot if you consider that in order to keep that lineage as pure bloods.
Exactly.
You have to start from a similar source.
Yeah. Dude, that top man, I remember like I remember being on Tumblr. There was a topic about that, dude. It was a long time ago, but I remember that topic got touched upon, and that post blew the hell up. And it was because it was just people just arguing back and forth about the thing. It's like, it was kind of weird because you're like, that's not inbreeding or marrying other purebloods. It's like, that's not what they're trying to say. Though. It was a whole like. That's not what they're trying to say, though. I think you're misunderstanding the topic at hand. But like back to the topic though. Fire Emblem. Yeah, so like so they want to remake Fire Emblem 4 and like localization would go through hell. Like let me bring back Fates. I don't know if you know this, like there was a face petting option in Fire Emblem Fates that you could do. You know that, right?
Yep.
But they completely took that out when they made the English like localization. Like that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. This is the kind of shit I'm talking about. Like if you I feel like English localization would have to make a hell of a lot of changes for sure. And I feel like it's gonna be a battle to have I feel like it'll happen one day. I think it'll happen one day, but I just think it's gonna be a back and forth battle of like how are they gonna how are they gonna make it through today's standard and not get like a, I don't know, like a shitstorm or something? I mean, a shitstorm is gonna happen either way. With every game, there's always a shitstorm that's happening. In my opinion, now, with every game that's also released, like I just think people make a. I feel like people read too much into things, and I know, I think people read too much into things, and this is me being like, I just want to play the game, man. I just want to play the game. I mean, I'll read into it like for writing purposes, I guess, but other than that, I'm just kind of like, dude, I just want to play the game and ship hot people.
No, I get that. I get that. It's a problem because I think a lot of people look at things critically.
Yeah,
And to go back to that localization thing, the
yeah,
localization thing would actually prove to be one of the more. There's side we need to make sure that this game is okay for the modern era, and then there's side we want to keep this game the way it was with updated changes to make sure that it's not completely screwed over.
yeah, yeah.
And you have to find the delicate balance between both.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. Back to the original topic, which was like Smash and like bringing Biley in. Um, I don't know. I honestly, I really think Nintendo just added Biley in because it was, it was the hype at the time, and they're still trying to keep Smash relevant today, obviously. So that's why they keep adding new characters. To be honest, plus I feel like, I feel like just like when adding, like, I feel like the whole like adding new characters to keep it relevant is also just like a new. It's not new, but excuse me, because like in the early games, in the earlier Smash Brothers, like Melee, Brawl, um, those are your only two games. I mean, there's one more, right? Wasn't there one before? Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Because like either way, like in the earlier games, like they never had that option of like adding new adding new characters to the roster. You know what I mean? They
Well, to be fair, with those games, how would you physically do it? You couldn't
exactly,
get online connectivity until the Wii. And
exactly.
even then, in Brawl, they didn't have that because they were like, okay, well, the game is a finished product. But now in the day of because like Smash was never like a game where you could patch it
Yeah,
because that's how like new characters get introduced, patches, right?
yeah.
So it wasn't until Wii U that we're like, oh, we have the patching system that allows us to adjust characters on the fly. And when they realized that, they were like, oh, well, if we can adjust characters, we can just introduce brand new ones.
Exactly. Like, yeah. So I just feel like this is just a way to take advantage. Because technology is amazing. Um, because technology is amazing. They're gonna make. It's just. I feel like it's just them taking advantage of this, and getting the hype up, get that revenue with people buying and playing and continue to play the game and stuff like that. Yeah. It's just it's honest. I honestly just think it's just them just working it's working the system and keeping with the trend. So with the Biley thing, it's just I honestly feel like it's just them keeping with the trend since at the time Three Houses blew the hell up. Um, and yeah. And if people want to be like, oh, like who are these people that voted for Violet to get it? It's like I don't. I mean, I'm pretty sure they take it into consideration of of the population, obviously, of like their fans. But at the same time, like if they see
They
like
do, but also I don't think they does.
yeah, it's like a yes no. It's a yes no thing. Like they do, but at the same time they don't. But they do but I'm pretty sure they do like see like popularity trends. They do keep up with popularity trends for sure. There's no way that they
They
don't.
definitely do because I think what happened was originally a bunch of people like I'm going to go back to us before. He did the popularity contest to see who should be the next character in Smash.
Yeah.
I think they wanted what's her face. Bayonetta was the ultimate winner of feasible character they could get for Smash.
Yeah.
So they introduced, but I'm thinking that based on looking at other lists, like, oh, who do people want to Smash? Like Bandana Waddle Dee or Gino, which I don't understand why people want Gino. Or Steve, because Steve was also a well-wanted character. Same thing with Banjo Kazooie, because they were like, oh well, we can get the rights for Banjo Kazooie, and you can get the rights for Steve.
Man, I kind of think about that, like getting the rights to something. Like, I wonder what kind of hoops they had to go through. I wonder what kind of. I mean, I'm pretty sure some are easier than others. I'm pretty sure some are easier than others. But no matter like how quote unquote easy it is, I feel like there's still like you still have to go through some hoops to get those rights, man.
You have to choose a company that originally had the product. You probably also have to go through like, okay, so how do we get this character and what licensing do we need for this character?
Exactly.
Because there's a bunch. Because Smash also does this thing where they reference a bunch of other projects,
right?
And like their spirit and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, but honestly, when the whole I just thought it was just the only thing I was really focused about when Biley got added was like you know how like for male Biley, you know how Chris Aguilar that is not I mean I meant Chris I'm fucking losing it. Oh god. No, I'm sorry. I meant Chris Niosi. I know. I'm so losing. Oh god. Remember how Chris Niosi was
Niosi, the guy who created a bunch of
yeah, you know, remember how Chris Niosi was the original voice actor for male Biley before Zach Aguilar replaced him?
Okay, and?
I just think it's funny because Chris Niosi was the one who said he said it on a stream or something. I don't remember, but he said oh I'm gonna be a Smash character player soon, and then the whole allegations happened. I mean, Biley did end up being in Smash. He was right, but
wait, what allegations against Chris Niosi?
You didn't know? It was he did some sexual it was sexual allegations that were made against Chris Niosi. You didn't know the reason why he got replaced?
No, I didn't think. Listen, I've been following this. I didn't know that Niosi shit.
No, dude, Chris Niosi was the original voice actor for male Biley, but then then some shit happened. Literally, some shit happened, and Nintendo literally was caught. IS/Nintendo were basically nope, we're not doing this shit. You're out. You're out of here. And immediately got a new voice actor for male Biley, and that's Zach Aguilar.
I didn't know that there was allegations against Chris Niosi. Side note, I didn't know Chris Niosi was originally in Biley in Smash. What the
Smash and the original Fire Emblem game, and in the game, Chris Niosi was the one when the game came out, Chris Niosi was the voice actor for all the lines and everything, and then after it released and then the allegations where it came out, they didn't immediately do this. I just say that as dramatic effect, but once that happened, they were nope, you are out of here, Chris Niosi, and got Zach Aguilar to literally revoiced all the lines that Chris Niosi did, and then they made a new patch for Fire Emblem 3 Houses, and when people updated it, you would hear Zach Aguilar's new voice for male Biley in the game. And I'm pretty sure by the time they announced Biley being in Smash, Zach Aguilar already like voiced all the lines for them. Cause this is like way, cause like this happened like in the early like release, like the early months, early days, days to months of the game's release last year.
Okay, well now I feel glad about not fucking back in terrain of magical expertise.
Yeah, yeah, like it
If
was
you
a
don't know what that is Chris Niosi's like long term project. He's been working on that for a long time.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure people here have watched. You guys have watched Tome, right?
Yeah.
Who? Tome. Terrain of magical expertise. Never watched.
It's because he's a zoomer. He's a baby. Chris is a baby.
Yeah, but like there's two iterations of it. There's Tome Adventures, the OG, and then there's the newer animated version which you can watch everything on YouTube, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's just sad. It's just sad. I was gonna say it's funny, but honestly, it's not funny. It is not funny. But it's just sad.
I'm just weirded out that all of these content creators that watched apparently are pieces of shit.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if Chris knows this guy. I think you might know this one YouTuber. Like, you know Cryotic the
Yep.
Yeah, like
I know him vaguely.
Yeah, like he was my childhood. Like I grew up watching his videos, and then when it was like when people found out he was I don't know. I think the allegation is like he was a groomer. I don't think he's a groomer. No. They call him like a pedophile actually because like I think he admitted that they said he admitted that he dated underage girls, and it was like I think that's more considered like pedophilia than being a groomer. I don't know what I know what a groomer is. I don't know where people started saying that about him, but pedophile for sure because he admitted that he dated underage girls and basically went a whole cancel thing. But here's the thing: I don't know the whole full situation. I think I probably did, and then I just completely forgot about it. But it was really like shocking for me because it's like because it's like I would have never expected that at all. Like, you know what I mean?
Sure. I could say the same about, I never expected Mini Lad, or I never expected Pro Jerry, or I never expected blank.
Yeah. Like 2020, I think it's like late 2019 to 2020. Those like the past year basically has been just a year of expose. Yeah, it was a lot of exposés. I feel like you might as well call this like as a witch. I feel like it's just a witch hunt at this point.
It is, but it's also like I think people started to realize that having so originally a lot of people, content creators specifically, I think said to, and I quote, there is always going to be a power imbalance between the content creator and their audience, because even though, like, if you think of it as a content creator versus a singular member of the audience, yeah, the content creator is going to have way more power in this situation. Mm-hmm. But if you think of it as content creator versus the audience as a whole, no, the audience has way more power over the content creator, and I think with the recent allegations of, this person is a piece of shit human, it's starting to become more prevalent that, like, let's call out these terrible situations.
Yeah.
A good example of this is the Ellen debacle. This is happening right now, where Ellen DeGeneres is being viewed as like, turns out Ellen is not great.
Yep. That's... Yeah. Freaking wild, basically. But yeah, back to the topic. That's what haven't seen you talk with me. Yeah, that's happened. Yeah, I actually don't have like a comment on that actually, but yeah, it's just yeah. Talking about actually going back on this, and this is honestly why I don't know if that's true. I just feel like there's more drama than usual, like in any fandom, not in any fandom, but it's because like since quarantine happened, like the height of like racism and groomers, pedophiles, all that good controversial stuff. I don't. It's not really controversial, but like all that good political talk. Um, is the reason why there's more drama. I genuinely believe this. That's why I feel like there's more drama than usual. I mean, drama that should definitely be addressed, advocated, and talked about for sure. Um, I think it's just the way. I personally, I think it's just the way it's being done. It could be better. It could definitely be better. Because like there's a lot of people. The reason I think why I think it could be better because like a lot of people get it like in the crossfire, and I'm not gonna say like innocent people. It's more like just anyone in general, and especially people who rather not have a comment, input, opinion about it, or rather not just be involved, regardless of their opinion. And then it turns into like a witch hunt. Like I've seen like several witch hunts that happen, um, in the past year, and it's crazy, it's wild, and I'm just like I just want to chill. I just want to be vibey. God, I think Fire Emblem for like the fandom, just the fandom in general, has been the. I don't think it's the worst because I don't really have a comparison to another fandom because I mainly follow like news of this fandom because again I'm a big Fire Emblem fan. Um, it's just it's a lot, and I feel like a lot of it is also like unnecessary because it's like I just feel like people are just kind of like just shooting randomly. Like they just load up a gun and shoot a random person, and then it just blows up for no reason. And and sometimes I'm like, I feel like you're just trying to get clout for no reason. That's just my personal opinion. Like, people can flame me for this. I'm just like, I like. It's not like I don't get it. I do understand it. Like, I do understand. Like, this should be talked about. This needs to be advocated. Like, um, I get that. Um, I guess I guess I just believe there's a lack for a better phrase for it, like a more peaceful way to do it. And yeah, of course, like like I get the moments are like, well, sometimes you have to be aggressive, and then it's like, okay, but have you like it's one of those have you considered this before being aggressive? Like if this doesn't work, then you should take the aggressive approach. You know what I mean? I like to think like the aggressive approach should be as a last resort kind of thing. That's usually my belief. But of course, I know people are people, so like sometimes you gotta push it, and it sucks, unfortunately. uh, I I don't like when Fire Emblem Three Houses. Like I seen drama before in Fire Emblem, but like I feel like Three Houses took a lot of shit. Took a lot of shit in the worst like timing ever. You know why?
because it came out on the Switch. It was, what was this, 2018, 2019?
It came out 2019. It was 2019. It's only been a year.
Probably because 2019 there was a bunch of stuff that occurred. Uh, I wanted to say because I know the issues with Claude. Because you've told me that stuff with Claude is an issue.
Uh I think some people read. Okay, there's a lot of issues with Claude. Like that's circulating in the fandom, and it's mainly about racism, and then the other part of the drama is also like how Claude is, believe it or not, he is considered like the least popular lord of the game.
I'm not surprised, but I am also. surprised, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, like I no, like that's me too, to be honest. Because like I remember when the game was being advertised and everything, like all everyone I knew, most people I knew, anyways, wanted to do the Golden Deer route, which was Claude's route. Like, so everyone wanted to do his route. Um, I think it just depends on the group of friends you have, to be honest. Like, for me, for my group of friends, they wanted to do Claude's route. Um, Personally, I wanted to do Edelgard's route, which is the Black Eagles, and I did. Um, before before Claude Von Regan stole my heart. I'm gonna say this now. I'm a simp for him. I don't. I am a. I am a. Yes. Shut up. Shut up. I will. Shut up. I hate both of you. Yeah. No, but yeah, but anyways, I was one of the people. Edelgard is actually like the most popular character and lord of Three Houses. Of the three lords, she is the most popular. And Dimitri is such a like Dimitri the Blue Lions. I'm not saying he isn't popular, but I feel like he fluctuates also as well. Like he kind of fluctuates, but I know for sure people like him more than they do Claude, for sure. I don't know what's really the reason for that. I mean, I do. Like, I can speculate. There's plenty of reasons I could probably name out, and unfortunately, they're like the cringy reasons. It's like like he becomes like an edge lord basically in like post time skip, and people dig that, and I'm kind of one of those people. And not gonna lie, he does get a glow up. He kind of like his post time skip art. He gets a glow up, yo, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't. If I didn't dig that, I vibe with that. I probably enough I could say like I could probably simp. I would simp for him too. I kind of do. I kind of simp for him too. But the other like I guess non cringy reason would probably also be like the mental health aspect that he represents. Now a lot of people also like related to that with him, and I know people complain that that's not how PTSD works. That's not how survivor's guilt work. And I'm just like, I get it. It's like this. No one's like, I get it. It never like that shit stays with you for life. And that's fact. I get that. That's life. And in the game, they treat it like, oh, you as the main character, as Bailey made that go away with like freaking pixie magic. And in my opinion, I think they kind of read too much into that. Because like I definitely don't believe it 100% went away, but like I there's not a but there wasn't enough like chapters or content in his route to show like it's still there. Like they could have added more to show like, oh, he's not 100% like recovered, and he will never be. But I feel like they weren't able to stretch it out long enough to show that. You know what I mean? They could have, but they didn't. Okay, they could have, but they didn't. And like and knowing this though, I feel like there wasn't enough chapters to stretch that out. And if people want to be like, oh, but they could have showed it in support conversations, they could have showed this in the storyline. It was like, okay, but they were concerned about like the main storyline as a whole. They were more concerned about like this particular conversation, this particular like theme, this particular message they're trying to send out. But I feel like they're reading too much into it and saying like, oh, you just need a fucking simp main character to make everything go away. And I'm like, that is not what they're saying at all. It's first of all, it's it's a fiction. I probably shouldn't say this, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It's a fictional game, guys. It's a fictional story. I feel like if they could, they would do it. And I think people also forget like here's the thing about Fire Emblem Three Houses. I feel like it is a JRPG. It is an RPG, but it's also like not like a traditional RPG. You know what I mean? Not really. I mean, it's not real. Not really.
It's more of an RTS than an RPG.
Yeah. Cause like it's a tactic. Fire Emblem is a tactical turn-based strategy game, guys. Like, yes, there is a story. Like, yes, there is a story. There is a story. There is a plot that happens literally before and after, like the turn-based freaking main part of the gameplay, you know. And I'm like, that's the story. That's the only times you really get the story compared to like, you know, an open world like JRPG game. And I was like, there is such a big difference between the two, and I feel like if you want that kind of content that flows better with a more open world like RPG kind of thing, adventure RPG. Um, that's just my opinion. People can like at me and be like, "Oh, I disagree with that." It's like, you know what? I respect what you believe. Do I care to talk about it? No, I don't, because I don't give a fuck. Okay, it's not that I don't give a fuck. It's more like it's not something I'm willing to discuss further in depth, I guess, unless I'm really invested into it. Or more like, okay, I'll listen to it and I'll be like, yeah, no, that's a fair point. That's usually the kind of person I am. You know, I don't even remember what the original topic was. Claude. We were talking about Claude. Um, oh right, I was talking about why like three H got a lot of shit in the past. It's not even like the past year technically. It was like the past like at the minimum 6 months. At the minimum 6 months. It's really around when quarantine happened, like when lockdown started in around March. Um, because like the other part of the drama with 3H is like there's so much stuff they could have done better, or like there's so much content they could have like done it. Like they could have done it like the game in different ways and make it better, but they didn't, you know. But that's just like that's a whole like can of worms in of itself. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So like like I said, I'm not part of the development team. I'm not part like I'm not the people who made this game. I don't know the process they went through. I know when they released Claude's real name being Khalid, I man, I feel bad bad for I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to say names because they never I don't know how to say names. But whatever. Because like one thing they did release in an interview was like so there's a part where they wanted to reveal his name in the game, but they scrapped it, and so his real name was never like released. It like the real name thing never was shown in the game, and people were really pissed off at that. Obviously, I wouldn't say I mean I'm upset. I'm like I am annoyed that they didn't do it, but I'm not like upset. I'm not that upset about it. I'm just like okay. When I heard the reason, when I heard of what they wanted to do, and the fact they scrapped it, I was like, that was the perfect. Everyone was like, that was the perfect way to reveal the name. Why didn't you do it? Maybe like they just said it would. It just didn't. I don't know, work well with the story idea they had in mind or something like that. And it's like, I don't. Here's the thing: we don't know. We're hearing it from like two people. I don't know what's the other people's opinions on that idea. Like, why did it conflict with their other ideas? I don't know. That's the thing, and it's pretty much people just jumping the gun. Like they're just hearing it. They're just hearing it from two people's side of the story, not everyone else's. Because it's not like because the story isn't like made by just two people. It's a. I'm pretty sure there's more than two people or like one person makes a story and then like share with everyone else, and then as like a development team everyone like hears it out. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Or like at least that's like my ideal image of how I think it works, you know. No, I could probably like look up I could do research and look up how did development team do story writing. How did they decide to do shit.
Yeah, I'm good. What's up?
Uh,
It's just not much to I don't know. I'm good. this Mary's going on. You know?
Leave me alone. Okay, listen. I like to talk, obviously. We're already like an hour in. I keep like trailing off. I keep trailing off from the topic.
You get it. You sit for Fire Emblem.
Shut the fuck up. I do sit for Fire Emblem. No. Anyways, fuck. What was the topic? Oh, why three houses got a lot of shit. The reason, literally, this is my opinion, but the reason it got a lot of shit at the height, like in the past 6 months, was because like racism. It's when like because it started when you know the whole George Floyd incident and everything. That's why it got a lot of shit. Because when the topic of racism got brought up, because the game is also about racism. Because the topics of racism is also touched in Fire Emblem Three Houses. So, oh god, I'm gonna close my door real quick. Sorry, my family started screaming. I don't know what they're talking about. I just hear yelling. But anyways, so like when the racism topic started coming up, they started shifting the topic onto Three Houses because it was also about racism, and the whole thing just blew up. And there's more drama to it than just racism, but it's like, oh god, yeah. And the fandom, sometimes the fandom would shut up about it, and I was just like, I get it. And I was also kind of like, because there's like two other games technically that also touched the topics of racism, and that's Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn. Or the games Ike is from. Are you both still alive? Hello?
I think Dave just keeps on falling asleep.
No, I'm alive. I just don't know what to say.
What? You're the one who picked this topic.
I picked this topic, but like you want Tam on Fire.
I don't know what you expected. What did you expect? Wait, what? Okay.
You to be able to do this. I didn't expect how long you'd be able to do this.
I hate you. I hate this. Dude, I could go for days on this. I could go for days on this.
I fully be able to do it. I just didn't expect you to be able to like go as long as you did.
I could go on for days about this. I could go on for days about this. No, it doesn't even have to be just like Fire Emblem Three Houses. Like, okay, if you think I could go on for days about Three Houses, I could go on for years about the fandom as a whole. I could go on for years.
Yeah, I'm not shocked.
Man, I hate this. I hate you. What the heck? Oh, never mind. But yeah. Wait, so what drama did you want to talk about? Three Houses.
I was just talking about. I just wanted to just talk about random fandom drama because I felt like that would be interesting topic to talk about. With just like, oh, well, why are fandoms so shitty sometimes? You know?
Why are fandoms so shitty? That's a good topic.
Yeah. Like I'm gonna use. I saw. I think everybody here is a fan of offline TV, right?
Hell yeah!
Okay, so this is gonna be the one that I think. So, Saikuno.
Yeah. I love him.
Everybody does. I think Saikuno is probably one of the dreamers to come about because it's your paradigm between who he is, who the streamers say he is, and how the audience perceives him. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so like, here's what I mean. Chris, you've seen Saikuno. What kind of person do you think he is?
Honestly, I don't know. I've only seen him like tips from Toast.
Okay. Okay, so
Who's
You
that?
you know Sykkuno,
Hell yeah, I
or
do.
you've seen Sykkuno.
Yeah.
How do you think Sykkuno is?
Like how he is in real life when he's not streaming?
Like, how do you think he is like on stream?
On stream? I think he's. I think he's just generally. I think he's socially awkward for sure.
Yeah, no, he absolutely is.
Yeah, yeah.
So the thing about Sykkuno, I think, is just like, dude is chill, and he's like, let's be realistic. There's 3 words that most people can say about. Well, no, 4. Shy anime boy.
Hell yeah.
That's his kind of niche.
Yeah.
So a lot of people I've seen say that he's either faking it, which I can agree that he's probably playing up certain aspects of his personality, but I don't think that's like not his personality. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's what they said about Lily. Here's the thing. That's what they said about Lily too, though.
Until they saw her stream, and then they realized it's just Lily being a dork. She's definitely playing up part of her personality, but this is just who she is.
Yeah, like, people like for years, people thought her voice was fake. Like, I remember when I first found Lily Pichu. Like, when I first found Lily Pichu, I thought her voice was like a thing. I thought it was just a thing she was doing, and then like,
Oh, bro, not even like her, just her. Just another streamer slash YouTuber. LOL Nanny. You know who that is?
Wendy?
No, not Wendy. I don't think it's Wendy. Check actually.
Natsumi?
that's Wendy.
Angie.
No clue.
I have no idea who Angie
Her
is.
voice is literally like a child's.
I'm dead.
Tina? You mean like recent?
Hold on, I'm gonna link her channel.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but like, you hear that voice on. It's hard because, like, okay, someone like Peter's voice is really
Distinct. It's really distinct.
Yeah, but like, because people here have said, "Oh, you sound like Peter," and I'm like, "Well, yeah, I sound like Peter because there's a lot of people with my kind of intonation of my voice, and that's a very general thing."
I'm just like,
Like,
yeah, I just like,
again, also has
yeah. No
that
shit,
kind
this
of
is.
like voice, you know?
Oh god, I cannot look at links while I am like streaming and shit. Oh god, connection, going bad. Oh god. All right, oh shit, fuck, my bad. I was trying to look at the link. I was trying to look at Angie, but like, my laptop's slowing the hell down. I'll have to look at it. I'll look at it on my phone actually, I guess.
Yeah, that's a better idea than using you streaming on.
You right. 200 IQ right now. Oh wait, I seen this account before. I don't think I've seen this account before, but I don't think I've seen her videos before.
I've never seen this friend before, probably because I don't interact with them. Like, I don't think they interact with anybody I interact with.
Yeah, but anyways, I mean, like everyone thought, like when I first found out, like when I first seen, Lily Pichu in 2012. I didn't really keep up with her until, honestly, I didn't even get back in touch with Lily Pichu until like freaking last year actually. But when I first like found her back in 2012, cause she did like a piano cover song of Madoka, of one of the soundtracks from Madoka. Really good, by the way. Like I thought her voice was fake. I thought it was just a thing. And then when I like caught up with her again, like I saw that it was her actual real voice. It's like, oh, but I didn't really think much of it. It's like, oh, okay, this is her actual voice. I'm kind of surprised by that. I was just like, I'm kind of surprised by that, and that was it. Like that was my opinion. I don't know why people like to hate on. I don't know why people like to hate on these.
Okay, Lily has a bit more of an reputation prior to that because of things.
Yeah. She like before she joined OTV, like just like when I first like Lily Pichu was still like was a popular content creator way before she joined OTV, and then it grew when she joined OTV.
Well, she was one of the founding members, right? Her and Scar.
Scar was. I had to look this up.
It was the OG was her, Scara, Pokey, another Pokey, which is confusing, and a couple other content creators, and then they added people slowly over time. Like this guy's Toast was.
Toast wasn't part of it until 20. Well, actually, OTV wasn't a thing until 2017.
Yep, OTV is still new.
Yeah, OTV is still new. Yeah. No. Let me see. Let me look. It was only 2 people that started it. Okay, it was 2 people who started it. It was Scara and Chris. They were the ones who technically started it. But the first members of OTV was Scar, Chris, Yuna, and Pokey. Those were the 4 people. And then they brought in Toast in 2017, and he also brought Lily also in 2017. I did I don't think they're like Toast is definitely not a co-founder. No, he's not a co-founder. But
No. Toast was not a co-founder. Fed was one of the original editors, but then over time he became content.
Yeah, Lily is not considered. Yeah, Lily is not considered a co-founder. She's not considered a co-founder, but
she is considered one of like the core members now.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
It's very weird that they have this like huge ass dynamic now. Of, like not just themselves, but like other streamers. So like, not taking Among Us into like consideration. You have Myth because they played with Myth pretty frequently prior to Among Us. Same thing with Nikihiga. Same thing with Valkyrie, Foodsly, all those people. And I'm like, wow, the OTV web is large.
Yeah.
It is. It's a massive community.
Yeah, like
the person that I linked, she's also in OTV.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, she is.
Like, there's a bunch of people.
It was
Who does she play with then?
She's usually on her own. But like she is part of the Twitch stream community.
Okay, where the hell are my glasses? And my glasses have gone AWOL.
Huh.
Okay, you guys continue while I find my glasses.
Well, you're the one who brought it up. Me and Chris are just vibing.
Okay, no, I found my glasses. Alright. Okay, but yeah, OTV, back to that, because OTV is always going to be confusing to me as this giant content grind thing. What was I talking about? Sykkuno.
Yeah, we were talking about Sykkuno.
Oh, right. That bringing up about Fed shit, because Fed, is it just me or did Sykkuno get all of Fed's fans?
Yeah, no, I believe that. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not surprised by that.
Okay, so prior to Fedmeister being outed, Fed had this reputation with his chat being like, oh, get Fed in on this, get Fed that, blah, blah, blah. But we knew that Fed and Sykkuno interacted pretty commonly because we have making of that. But like now that Saikuno is now the de facto Fed replacement, which is weird because they have very different personalities. But like I feel like his fans, the OTV Fed fans, have become Saikuno fans.
I think that's hilarious, to be honest. I think that's hilarious.
Honestly kind of ironic.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
ironic. That's what makes
You
it
went
funny.
from the most flirty playboy to the one guy who effectively might as well, who effectively is the Dex anime protagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's accurate.
Yeah, I believe that. It's so funny. But like, yeah, that whole OTB has such a big network. On it, actually, I feel he actually got more popularity in recent times now.
Yeah, because
Among yeah,
Saikuno.
definitely.
Just straight up those two alone are.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
wow.
enough. That's enough to get it going. Like, you know, it's
Well,
not.
okay, that, but they also had Michael Reeves. Getting Michael Reeves.
Yeah, for sure.
Launch.
Man,
Getting Michael saved them. Getting Saikuno was a huge benefit. Among Us basically gave them a bunch of internet presence.
Yeah, but
There's a bunch of stuff like
no.
Also, Broden is a fucking evil genius. It's very weird to say that now. Of all people, it's Broden who's like evil genius of offline TV. It's no longer Michael.
Yeah.
What the world are we living in? Where Michael?
I just think it's.
Also the fact that like adventures are more like hazard already.
Right.
There wasn't.
I mean that, but also all his stuff are like, yeah, this is going to kill someone eventually. Someone should die.
Eventually.
The surgery robot.
Oh god, the surgery robot.
Oh man, we're like an hour and 20 minutes in. Damn.
Don't put it out.
What? Why
The more
not?
we pointed out, the more. Because if we can go longer, we can go longer.
I mean, we basically have one more topic. All right. Any more about fandom drama?
I think we've covered all the important bits.
Yeah, it's just me sipping for Fire Emblem, really. That's the title.
I wouldn't know if I would call that important.
I hate.
Okay,
Wow. Man, you see this? Y'all see this? I can't believe this. I regret having you on this podcast now. How dare you?
What? You knew it was going to happen.
I hate you. Oh, okay. Oh shit, my laptop's dying. I mean, it's not dying. I'm on like 35%. It's not a big deal. It could be worse.
You want to just die after you say that though?
You know what? Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. So we can cross that off our list. And the only two topics we have is food that we wish was more represented in our areas, and Chris, why are you a little shit? That's not really a topic. I just wanted to put that. I just wanted to put that, to be honest. But why are you a little shit, Chris? Huh?
I just am.
Wow. Okay. Well. Food that we wish was more represented in our areas. Like, how did you describe that topic?
Okay, so I'm gonna use the food that I wish I got more of in this area that I can't, which is very weird because I live in a very Asian-centric area. Beef bowls.
Oh.
Well, come on. You're telling me that you wish you didn't have more beef bowls in your life?
I mean, Well, that's because there's a place I know I could get beef bowls from, though.
Okay, fuck you.
What? 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 I mean,
I'm joking.
I mean, that's the good thing about America. Is all I gotta say.
Dude, I can't get beef bowls in my area for shit, and it sucks because beef
Sounds
bowls are
like a
awesome.
you problem.
Oh, fuck off.
That's what, man. I don't know. Actually, a food that I wish was more represented in my area. I don't know. Like I don't know. Like the place I live in my state is kind of like a hot pot, to be honest. Cause there's a lot of it's like cause it's like you. I'm in a very Asian central area. I mean, it's like a mix of things. There's a lot of Indian places, Asian places, Middle Eastern stuff, Mexican stuff. There's so much Mexican stuff. um, yeah, I don't like. There's plenty of places, and most of the places that I could get are I think it's I live in I don't live in an urban city. I live more in a suburban area. But it's my city is starting to slowly branch out more, kind of because we because they started they're starting to where I live, around my neighborhood and everything. They're starting to make more store buildings and stuff like that. So we've been getting a lot more stuff. So I think they're trying to attract more tourists, more people to live in our city, kind of thing. Um, I like to say there's a lot of before they started doing this stuff. I feel like there has been more local, we have more local areas, more local restaurants and stuff rather than chain restaurants and shops like that. Uh, that's why it's really hard for me to say um it's really hard for me to say what I want, what food that I would want more in my area, because we kind of have a little bit of everything. And the most I would probably the most I would drive to get something I really want. It's at best 20 minutes from where I live, and it sounds like a long time, but not really. Not really, in my opinion. If we 40 minutes for me personally is a long time. Because that's basically me going 2, 3 cities over. Um, cause the next city over for me, which is literally Asian centric for sure. Is 10 minutes. I live 10 minutes away from the next city, and that is usually where I go when I want other kinds of food. Cause most I know I said there's a lot of local foods in my area, but there's also a lot of fast food areas here. So if I really don't want fast food, I'm willing to drive 10 to 20 minutes out for something else, which is literally the next city over. And like I said, I only live I live 10 minutes away from the border of the city, basically, from the border. To If I need to go to a place, I would probably say 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes at best. And of course, that's depends on traffic and wait time and all that. But I think it's worth the drive. Um, but another thing is I usually eat in at the place though, because, um, 15 minutes there to drive, spend 5 minutes to order my thing, and then 15 minutes drive home. That can kind of take a lot out of me. Uh, but of course, this is the pandemic. We're not even in quarantine anymore. Well, in the U.S. anyways. Well, in my state anyways. We're not really in quarantine anymore. I mean, I said this before. We're just living with the pandemic at this point. In the state, Yeah, Chris, would you say we're basically just living with the pandemic at this point? He's just gonna ignore. Oh, there he is. But like, yeah, like at this point we're living with the pandemic. We're not really. Yeah. Basically, yeah, basically, I hate it. I mean, I always said like we're gonna go into another lockdown. You know what's funny? I think it's funny that we just never went into another lockdown because reasons, I guess. I'm actually gonna stop sharing like my talk here. I'm gonna stop streaming this.
Yep, pretty much.
I don't know. Wait, how is it in Canada?
We're going through a second wave right now because people are idiots. Makes sense.
We love that. We love that for ourselves.
Wait, are you still recording?
Great. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like Canada's still faring better than the States, though. What?
Are you still recording? Is the question.
Yeah, I'm still recording.
Alright, then I'm waiting up to an hour.
Oh.
I feel like you have a hot take.
What's your hot take, Chris? Let's talk about it.
We're just waiting on the perishing of a certain person.
Oh, we're gonna get political now, huh? Yeah, I mean, God, it only took, dude, it literally, wait, what if, like, okay, what if he always had corona? What if he always had COVID? It just took now for him to take the test to confirm it.
Doubt it. They'd be testing him like day in, day out, I think.
At the White House?
I doubt it. Yeah.
Oh.
There's no way they would.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Denier. Unless he's that much of a denier that he's like, no, they're.
I don't know. I honestly don't know
I'm
how.
the president. I can order people to do whatever, and I order you to say, back the fuck down.
Yeah.
Unless he did that, which I don't think he's that dumb, is he?
I don't
Wait,
know.
never mind, it's Trump. He is that dumb.
I don't think he could do that. I don't think he could do that, though, in my
I
opinion.
mean, to be fair, he has already broken a few laws as the president.
I guess. Well, like, that's why. I mean, but isn't this why checks and balances exist, though?
Apparently, it's not because of how he's been.
You know what? That's fair. You know what? I hate government. I don't know anything about it. That's why I'm a nursing student. I don't have to deal with that shit. I don't have to deal with that shit. Well, like, there's a certain degree where I do have to deal with it, but it's more pertaining to my field rather than, like, politics as a whole. Yeah. So, like, yeah, I do have to deal with it, like, to a certain extent in my field, but, like, anything that concerns, like, presidential stuff, it goes over my head. I mean, it's just too complicated. Personally, it's just too complicated for me to understand it. So, like, I'm literally like, you have to talk to me. You have to talk to me like I'm the dumbest person in the world, which is true. But yeah, I don't know. It's just wild, man. Man? I kind of want to know. Okay, hypothetically speaking, what if he dies before the election?
Well,
I think that'd be funny. I just think that'd be funny.
yeah, I tried it.
Right.
We would warn him. No, we wouldn't. Like, it didn't have any
Okay, you know what?
I feel like it'd be like one of the few times that we're actually happy that we're near dying.
Yeah. I just thought of this, like, the I don't know the exact phrase, like the exact idiom, like, you know how like you're too stupid enough to get sick kind of like joke. That's fucking Trump. He's so stupid COVID didn't want his ass.
Well, I mean, so that's clearly not the case because he got it.
I mean, maybe COVID is like, you know what? Let me do the world a favor finally.
Wow, thanks, COVID. It only took you fucking months of
took
updating
like it took
everybody.
like 8 months. Like it took like 8 months, I would say. 8 months?
8 months.
Yeah, I was right. Yeah, 8 months. I think that's wild. I think about that sometimes. We've been like we're not really in quarantine anymore, but we've been in this pandemic for like more
Oh,
for a
long
little
time
over
ago.
half a year, basically.
Yeah, well, they said that it was going to take a while, and it's going to take even longer.
I mean, it's a
End of the
pandemic.
fucking.
Yeah, it's a pandemic. It's not. It's a
This was
pandemic.
never going to be a short thing.
Yeah, it was never
Always
gonna be a
gonna
short thing.
terrifying.
I don't even know how long they said this would take. How long did the Spanish flu pandemic last?
Oh, goddamn clue.
Like, how long did that last?
Yep. Oh my.
Length of time. 2 years, it says.
Yep. Everybody knew going forward that this was going to take a long time. We just didn't know how bad.
Like, the fact, yeah, like, I'm trying to, like, I feel like, like, if we're gonna take account, day and age, technology is the thing and stuff like that, and medicine is way much better than the 1900s, obviously, is like, um, I guess the most effective way to keep it this is the most effective way, really, was to just be in quarantine. Well, like, we should have stayed in quarantine. We should have stayed in quarantine slash lockdown for a long time. Like, that's what everyone been saying. Because it's true. We should have stayed. We should have stayed in this for a long time. But the freaking United States, like, but the economy, we gotta start reopening stuff. Like, well, maybe your capitalistic like system wasn't shit in the first place. We wouldn't be having this problem anyways. But whatever. But like, yeah, like that would be like that was the most effective way to keep casualties to a minimum, was to stay in quarantine slash lockdown. I mean, look at Cali. Like, they fucking they went through their second lockdown like over the summer. So I was like, oh god. I know. It was like, ah, I, I know. um, no, and I still laugh at tweets on Twitter because like there was like an article that circulated. It was like Texas reopening, and we were all like, "What? Like, wait, we was closed. We was closed." That's literally, honestly, that's Florida and Texas. Like, that's Florida and Texas. They'd be like, "We was closed." But like, yeah, and it's just I mean, if I feel like I kind of want to make a bet and be like, I feel like this is gonna last like 5 years, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It could last less than 2 years.
Why would you put that evil on us?
What?
Why would you put that evil on us? That,
I mean,
I'm
I
not
don't.
saying it's wrong, because, like, let's be realistic, that's probably the truth, but come on, man.
Man, like, come on, come on. I feel like I'm trying to be realistic here. Okay, I'm trying to be realistic here.
I know you are, and that's the sad part.
I hate you. Listen, if I didn't say it, you probably would.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate truth.
Exactly. If I didn't say it, you would have. Dude, I don't. Man, sometimes I think about like finding a job, and I'm just like, could I even get a job?
Well, I mean, you work in frontline, so technically you'd be fine.
Yeah, I guess technically it'd be. Well, here's the thing. Did I ever tell you? I mean, I talked about this before. This is just an extra topic to our episode, but I talked about this before. So I'm gonna be graduating this December. I'm like 90% sure my graduation ceremony is gonna be canceled. I'm 90% sure it's gonna be canceled because they canceled my pinning ceremony. Yeah. Because here's what my school said. Here's one of the reasons why I think this is because here's what my school said. After fall break, they want the entire campus like to go back to online after fall break. So like there's still in class like in person classes, but after fall break, which is like Thanksgiving basically, no one should be on campus after that, because they know people are gonna travel and stuff, and they don't want to, COVID precautions basically. Like, and I'm just kind of like, so that's why I think it's gonna get canceled because I'm like, well, if you're gonna implement like that policy, then I know for sure they're gonna cancel. They're gonna cancel graduation ceremony for sure because if they're trying to prevent like the spread of COVID past like Thanksgiving, there's no way. It's impossible for them to host their ceremony. It's impossible to host a ceremony in person if you're trying to stop the spread of COVID, past Thanksgiving break. That's what I think. Anyways, back to the topic. The job thing. I really don't want to work in a hospital. Not really. There's a lot of reasons why. The main reason is I cannot work. I cannot work on that 12 shift. I cannot work on that 12-hour shift schedule. It fluctuates, obviously, to nurse. And usually the way it works, if you work in a hospital, it has to be a 12 shift. It has to be a 12 shift. It has to be a 12-hour shift. That's why it sounds so weird for me. It has to be a 12-hour shift. And overtime is possible to happen. But like 8-hour shifts you cannot do 8-hour shifts when working in a hospital. It's not good. It's not good. And I guess theoretically would be like if you do 8-hour shifts for nurses, you need to hire more. That would like open up more jobs for nurses technically, but it's in practice it's not practical, especially for patient care. You want one nurse for half the day and the other nurse on the other half of the other half day. It's more about consistency. It's about consistency, and there's a lot more to it, obviously, but I won't bore you guys with that. But personally, I can't do that. I just can't do that, and being on call also kind of sucks. Obviously there is a schedule. There is a schedule to it. But I know most of the times, like an on call. Sometimes some nurses are on call. It just kind of depends how you work your career. How you work your job in a hospital. But personally, I just cannot get onto that schedule. So that's why I don't want to work in a hospital. Here's the other problem. If I'm trying to relate this to COVID, it would also be I really don't want to. I live with you guys know I live with my parents. I live with my family, and I don't want to increase the chances of that to them already. Because my brother and my dad are already essential frontline. They are frontline workers, and they're considered essential workers, and they already bring home the risk. And I love my father, but he also doesn't take it as seriously as he should. I mean, I love him, but damn it, I really wish he did. I really wish he did. I think it's because like he's old, and so he's kind of like, it's okay, I'm already old, and it's like, no, it's like, no, you know. But yeah, so like during this time, I want to try as much as I can to minimize that risk to my parents. My sister already make it worse. And then the third reason, technical reason, is residency. So if I want to work in a hospital, like it's basically a must. I have to do a residency at a hospital. So I had to apply. So that the way that works, like I had to apply for a residency basically, and they're super super competitive. Cause like cause like hospital these residencies get like hundreds of students applying, new graduates applying, and then they only accept like 12 people per cohort. So like like the idea is like you want to like apply to as many as you can basically. You can call this being lazy, which kind of is, but also I think it's also really stressful in my opinion. It's just stressful. Like, can you imagine like applying to like 10 different things and then getting rejected from all of them? That would hurt me. That would hurt me. Yeah. So I really want to work at a clinic, to be honest. I really like clinical work. I like doing community health. I like consistency. I'm a person who likes routine consistency. So, yeah. I like to think I can still get it. I feel like during this time, community health is definitely like important. So, like, maybe there's a chance. And hopefully my dentist can hook me up. Please. Yeah. But yeah. I hate being an adult. I don't want to be an adult. Yeah. All right, we're almost about to hit the 2 hour mark. But does anyone else last comments, last topics?
Honestly, not really.
All right, Chris. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everyone. This was episode 3 on off topic, where we learned that what we learned today was I'm a simp for Claude Von Regan. That's it. All right. See you next time.